Welcome to the News USA YouTube channel. Floods. The heavy rainfall behind deadly flooding in Europe in July was made more likely by climate change, scientists say. The floods in Germany, Belgium, and other areas killed at least 220 people as towns and villages were swamped. Researchers say global heating made rainfall events like this up to 9 times more likely in Western Europe. Downpours in the region are 19% more intense because of human-induced warming. Climate Report is code red for humanity. What is Extinction Rebellion? What are its aims? First ever water shortage on U.S. Colorado River. The dramatic and deadly floods that hit Germany, Belgium, and elsewhere in mid-July were a shock to weather forecasters and local authorities. Lives were swept away and houses, motorways, and railway lines destroyed by the rapidly rushing waters. A car destroyed as a result of flooding in Germany along the Ahr River. The severe flooding was caused by heavy rainfall over a period of 1–2 days on already sodden ground, combined with local hydrological factors such as land cover and infrastructure. To analyze the impact of climate change in events like this, researchers from the World Weather Attribution Group focused on the heavy rainfall that preceded the floods. They did this in part because some of the hydrological monitoring systems, which would have given them more accurate information about the floods, were destroyed by the waters. The rainfall data showed that in the areas around the Ahr and Erft rivers in Germany and in the Meuse region of Belgium, intense downpours brought 9 of rain in a single day. While the scientists found a trend of increasing rainfall in these small regions, making a deduction about the influence of climate change was challenging, as there was also a large amount of natural variability from year to year in the local rainfall patterns. To really see the influence of rising temperatures, the researchers had to broaden their analysis and look at a larger section of Western Europe, including eastern France, western Germany, eastern Belgium, the Netherlands, Luxembourg, and northern Switzerland. Story continues. Mud floods. The team found that in this broad region, climate change driven by humans increased the intensity of rain that fell in a one-day event in summer by between 3% and 19%. Rising temperatures also made downpours similar to those that triggered the floods more likely to happen by a factor of between 1, 2, and 9. Most rapid attribution studies to date have been carried out on extreme heat events such as the recent U.S. and Canadian wildfires. Working on extreme rainfall events is more of a challenge. We combined the knowledge of specialists from several fields of study to understand the influence of climate change on the terrible flooding last month, and to make clear what we can and cannot analyze in this event, said Dr. Eskout Philip, who's a climate researcher with the Royal Dutch Meteorological Institute KNMI and part of the WWA team. Floods. It is difficult to analyze the climate change influence on heavy rainfall at very local levels, but we were able to show that, in Western Europe, greenhouse gas emissions have made events like these more likely. The researchers say that in the current climate, for any given location in Western Europe, they would expect a rainfall event like the one in July to happen once in 400 years. With continued greenhouse gas emissions and rising temperatures, the heavy rainfall that brought misery to parts of Europe will become more common. Our state-of-the-art climate models indicate increases in slow-moving extreme rainfall events in a future warmer world, said Professor Hayley Fowler from Newcastle University. This event starkly shows how societies are not resilient to current weather extremes. We must reduce greenhouse gas emissions as quickly as possible, as well as improving emergency warning and management systems, and making our infrastructure climate resilient to reduce casualties and costs and make them more able to withstand these extreme flooding events. The study, which used peer-reviewed methods, was carried out by 39 researchers. It can be found here. Follow Matt on Twitter at MattGrath. Subscribe to the channel, like and share this video.